Hello, my name is Hadija Tussi. I'm the Social Development Specialist for FCPF, and I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to you about Component 1B of the RPP, which is the component on stakeholder consultation and participation. As you all know, this is a very important component in the RPP, and countries are required to develop a detailed multi-stakeholder consultation and participation plan, which they will then get to implement at a later stage in the RPP process. So basically, the objectives of the consultation and participation is to make sure that countries establish a channel through which beneficiaries and relevant stakeholders can access information and participate in the design and implementation of RED activities. Another important objective is to improve the quality of the decision-making process by giving voice to and capturing the experience of civil society organizations, private sector, forest-dependent communities, and other forest communities. Another important objective includes, supporting the improvement of forest governance, in your respective countries. Now, as countries move towards developing and implementing the consultation and participation plan, we have outlined some few principles that we thought were important to help guide the countries. Some of the principles include that the consultation should really be premised, be premised on and facilitate access to information. Access to information is very, very important. Prior to the consultation process, the relevant stakeholders need to be provided with the information on the RPP, needs to be provided with the information on RED, so that they are better sensitized and equipped before the actual consultation takes place. Okay. Another important principle is to make sure that countries try as much as possible to move beyond consultation, but to actually create some set of mechanisms and structures in place that will that will contribute to the active engagement and participation of relevant stakeholders, particularly the forest-dependent indigenous people and other forest dwellers. Another important mechanism and other important principle is that it's quite important as countries move forward the RPP process to set up grievance mechanisms, conflict resolution structures that will enable the relevant stakeholders, particularly those at the local level, to have the platform in which they can voice out potential concerns or conflict as it arises during the pre-formulation and implementation phase of the RPP. Now, in the RPP, it constitutes two phases. One is the formulation phase, which many of the countries are currently in. This is the phase where you receive the $200,000 to help formulate your RPP. And during this phase, we are requiring for the countries to organize and consult not only at the national level, but also at the regional level. So at this very initial phase, countries are required to sort of organize one national level multi-stakeholder workshop, bringing the relevant stakeholders and sharing the information. It's more about information sharing, sensitization, awareness about what constitute the different components that are constituted in the RPP, and to seek their views. And other, activity that is required is for countries to do targeted consultations at the local level, at the district level, again with the relevant stakeholders, sensitizing them about the RPP, what the various components constitute, and seeking their viewpoints in order to help the countries develop this consultation and participation plan. During the formulation phase as well, it is important for countries to also identify what kinds of participatory structures and mechanisms are in place to help the countries move beyond consultation towards active engagement of relevant stakeholders, including forest-dependent communities. And when these countries, do all this and develop the consultation plan, then, of course, in the second phase, when they receive the $3.6 million, that's when they go about implementing, the consultation plan.